Hello, everyone, and good morning. Sorry I am late. Holy cow. These holidays, man. These holidays have been kicking my butt. I got a little bit of a cold while we were out at Midnight Mass, and then I was way behind on sleep. And last night we went to go see the holiday lights, and that took me a little bit extra long to get back from, and I need a little bit more sleep, so I need a vacation from my vacation, essentially. That's what I'm trying to say here is I need I need to get away from my getaway so I can sleep and recover. But we are back at it today finally. We are going to be playing some Monster Hunter Wilds. We have a goal. We need to hit level 100. Because I made the mistake of saying this game is too easy, and a bunch of people told me that there's a new fight that I haven't done yet, so we want to unlock the new fight. KFC's here. Good morning. Yes, Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield is my absolute best weapon, and I once saw someone say on Reddit, and this is how I stuck with the Sword and Shield. They said if the Sword and Shield was good enough for the first Monster Hunter, it's good enough for me, and that's exactly how I feel. Like the first Monster Hunters used it, so why wouldn't I? But I am fighting the Omega to unlock the ability to do the Great Sword, because I do like the Great Sword too. So we're unlocking the special Great Sword right now, and we're trying to hit level 100 so that we can do the level 9 fights, because when I said the game was too easy, a bunch of people told me try the 9-star fights and then complain about it. So we need to unlock Savage Omega and the other 9 stars so we can see how good or bad those fights really are. So that is what we are up to. I do like the gun lance too, though. The gun lance is really cool. There's a lot of cool weapons. Like, they did such a good job making all the weapons feel cool and unique. Sword and Shield was epic in the first Monster Hunter. You only get dual blades for upgrading Sword and Shield. I want to like dual blades. I really want to like dual blades. In theory, they are a really cool weapon. In practice, though, I cannot master that energy. The energy required to do it is so much. Like, you're moving so fast and you're doing so much, but your defense is so low while you're like in demon mode. I cannot get the rhythm down to using the dual blades at all. I need the guard. That's I guess was what it boils down to. I'm so bad. I need the ability to guard. But like the charge blade, I really like the charge blade too, where you charge it up with attacking. That's a really cool concept. I think that's a really awesome one. The switch axe is also cool. The ability to swap between two weapons. Like, they did such a good job making all the weapons feel so cool. The hunting horn is so cool, like as a support weapon. Honestly, the only weapons that feel lacking are the bow guns. And I get it. It's hard to make a gun interesting, right? Like, how do you make the guns interesting weapons? I sound different is because I am fighting this cold still. When I went to midnight mass, I knew as soon as I touched this person that I was gonna get sick. Because at the end of mass they do this let's offer a sign of peace to everyone, and you're supposed to say peace be with you and acknowledge everyone. And some people still insist that you shake their hand. I don't like shaking people's hands because of the germophobia, but when they insist, I'll do it because it's kind. But I shook this guy's hand at midnight mass, and he had the sweatiest, dirtiest hand I had ever touched in my life. And as soon as I touched his hand, I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna be sick. Like, I'm gonna get sick from touching this person." And lo and behold, I got sick. Like, his hand felt like I was touching a raw oyster. Like, it was so sweaty and moist and clammy. It was so gross. And you can't recoil. You're like, no, your hand is gross. No, but he touched my hand, and then you have to go take the Eucharist, and to take the Eucharist, you put it in your hand, and then you put it in your mouth. So essentially, I put his dirty fingers in my mouth, and I knew I was cooked from that moment on. Like I knew I accepted my fate. Like, yep, this person is going to make me sick with their dirty clam hand, and lo and behold, it happened. I so despise the side of peace. I know it's supposed to be, you're supposed to, meet your neighbor. You're supposed to be appreciative of the people, but people are gross, man. So, yeah, I'm sick. I'm still catching up on sleep debt because midnight mass, the night before midnight mass, I only got 4 hours of sleep. Midnight mass, I only got 4 hours of sleep. Last night I had to stay up late because we went to the last things of lights at the grotto for a Catholic pilgrimage that needed to be done. So like, I'm sick and tired of vacation. And I need a vacation for my vacation. So we're trying. I always think about what a good name for a currency to be, like Zenny in Monster Hunter or Dalkin Spy Family. I always like when fantasy games just completely give up on it and they just call their money monies. Where it's just like, you have 500 monies. Like, we didn't even try. We created this whole fantasy world with this whole, fantasy stuff. And they created entire countries and creatures. And then finally, when it came to money, like, I don't care. It's just called monies. My brother recently visited a church and they were told to, meet people, turn to your neighbor and all that nonsense. I understand the idea behind it. It is a good idea in concept. But forcing you to shake someone's hand and then put, food in your mouth is not good. And then, of course, every church you go to, you're going to have lots of children, and those children are going to be open-mouthed, coughing, and sneezing all over the place. Like, there are so many content creators who make fun of the iPad kids who have, like, the iPad cough, who just, like, randomly cough for no reason all over things, but, like, it's so true. It is so beyond true how many children there are that are just coughing everywhere for no reason and just open mouth sneezing on everything. There's a reason why 90% of the time I still wear a mask in public for that exact reason. And I haven't been wearing a mask because the masks that we got are too small and they hurt my ears because I have fat ears and a fat head. So I was like, I'm not going to wear a mask for a few days because my ears hurt. And then I touched sweaty clam hands and here I am. So it's my own fault. I should not have compromised. There's also, like, Christmas and Easter becomes the most interesting, like, theological conversations. And this is such a hard conversation to have. So I'm gonna talk about it, but know that it is difficult. And that is when you are talking about, like, the Christmas and Easter Catholics. The people who come to church only on Christmas and Easter and never again. Like, on one hand, it's like, yeah, we want you to come to church because we want you to come back into the fold, to come back and be Catholic and do what's right by God. But also, man, is it annoying that the church you regularly go to all of a sudden becomes infested with people and germs, and it's hot and crowded, and there's no place to sit because there's all these people who, I don't want to say they're posers, but that's essentially what you're dealing with, is posers, right? Because, like, they're Catholic, but they're not good Catholics because they only show up for Christmas and Easter. And I know that I'm supposed to be grateful that they're there and that God is bringing them home, but again, it's so frustrating to have all these inconveniences because of people who have no intention of doing the right thing, They're just there because of guilt, I guess. So at the end of the day, I know it's my own problem and that I should want them there. It should be good to have them in the church. We want them back home. Any chance for someone's soul to be saved is a good opportunity, even if it is a minor annoyance. If you try wearing a mask at a Catholic church, the amount of judgment you will get, holy cow. Emmy and I are the only people who still wear masks in our church, and there are so many people who believe it to be like this political statement, who are just like, oh, ew, those people voted Democrats. And we get this mass side eye and hatred from people. It's like, how dare you try and wear a mask and keep our elderly safe and keep yourself healthy? Like, that it's so weird that people still think that wearing a mask is a political statement when it very clearly is not. But that's what it's become, is that, oh, you wear a mask, well then you must be one of them dirty Democrats, and they instantly just start hating you for it. It's such a weird experience. Go to church out of guilt, even if you have super rabies in a tiny congregation. Yes, that do happen. That do happen. I have a peeling addiction. I've got a scab on my knee. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to read what you wrote, but this guy's going a little angry right now. Give me 1 second. We need to sharpen my blade, anyways. I got a scab on my knee from a mosquito bite that happened almost a year ago. I keep peeling. Yeah, I definitely understand that. That is definitely a thing I do too, where I accidentally peel at something and hurt it. So that is awful. Alright, our blade is sharp. We can do this. The Catholic guilt is just weird to me, you know? Like, 364 days out of the year, you don't care what God thinks, you don't believe in doing all the things right, but on Christmas Day, for whatever reason, is the day where, like, yep, God's watching, so I have to do the right thing. How do you get a scab from a mosquito bite? Did the mosquito stab you? If you itch too hard, you will rip it open and scab. I learned that when I got a staph infection when I was in high school, because our wrestlers were all dirty kids who had staph infection, and I scratched the staph infection too much, and that ended up scabbing up and scarring most of my foot, because it was so bad. But man, if you've ever scratched a staph infection, you don't know pure joy until you've had staph and you itch that itch, man. It is otherworldly good. So I get it. Boys are gross. Yeah, our wrestlers got the entire staph infection, gave it to us and the entire other school because it was all over their wrestling mats, and apparently they weren't cleaning the wrestling mats properly, and so everyone got an infection. Yeah, Omega, the problem fighting this guy was not me. It was 100% other hunters could not handle this guy. So once I started doing it by myself without other hunters, I managed this guy much easier. So it was other hunters that were messing it up, not me. Which I know sounds like a likely excuse, but it's true. They do say we are made of greasy, grimy gopher guts. if you ever want to know how gross humans are, go on Reddit and look up some of the stats and things on like people who don't wash their hands after pooping, and there is a large percentage of people who don't feel the need to wash their hands after pooping. Like, I would much rather people be made of gopher guts than not wash their hands after that. So that one, man. The things you learn on Reddit. I am not one of them. I have become, as I get older, I've become such a germaphobe. I probably hand sanitize too much, and I definitely wash my hands too much, but it has definitely become a necessity. Come on, we need to hit this cactus. Come on. There we go. We've got only a short amount of time to take this guy out, so... I rarely use hand sanitizer. I love hand sanitizer. During COVID, I bought like the gallon things of hand sanitizer, and I have become a hand sanitizer addict. Like, so much so that I have to buy like the special hand sanitizers with lotion stuff in them because I use so much of it that I end up like making my hands crack. So, all right, guys, we're running low on time. We need to do a little bit more damage. There we go. That was kind of getting a little too close for comfort on that guy. That guy took a little bit longer than he should have. All right. On to the end of Phase 3 and into Phase 4. And now we get the rockin' music for this boss. Alright, everyone. Also, since this is the first time I've really streamed since Christmas, sound off in the comments. What'd y'all get for Christmas? What'd y'all get that you like? Also, make sure that you take a moment to shame Dexter. Emmy is very upset with Dex because Dex did not buy his kitties a Christmas stocking. And so we all need to shame Dex for not buying Christmas presents for his kitties. So make sure you shame him publicly for that. I realize how dirty and unhealthy I am. That is a good New Year's resolution. Wash our hands more, better health, all of that. Cats don't know what day it is. Cats do know what day it is. If you let them. Seriously, Emmy came up to me the day after Christmas. She's like, feel so guilty for Dex's cats. Like, I feel like I need to mail them Christmas gifts because they're not going to believe in Santa. Isn't that hour of joy worth it for your kitties? I would spend some money to give my cats 1 hour of joy. Alright, on to Phase 4. I'm very excited. One of the Christmas gifts that Emmy gave me, she got me the book Dungeon Crawler Carl. Everyone's been talking about Dungeon Crawler Carl, so I'm very excited to read the book because everyone says it's so good. And I'm excited to see what it's all about. Alright, he's in panic mode. It is time to get super serial now. Hasn't arrived yet, but I'm getting Dead Cells. Dead Cells is a really fun game. I really enjoyed Dead Cells. Well, which reminds me, I have returned The Legend of Zelda: Age of Calamity to GameFly. It wasn't a bad game, but it got repetitive so fast where it's like, honestly, I don't care too much about the story in Zelda, and it just became, so I'm going to go to this fight, and I'm going to win this fight, and I'm going to go to this fight and win this fight, and so it became very repetitive for me. So I've returned to that game, and in its place, we are trying to get either the new Beyblade game, or we are still trying to... Oh, we're getting Final Fantasy Tactics is what we're getting. Final Fantasy Tactics, the remake on Switch. I'm very, very excited to play that. The old school Final Fantasy Tactics is such a good tactical game. It's got such a good story, so we'll be playing through some Final Fantasy Tactics next. My dad got me something. I'll pick it up eventually. I got nothing besides coworkers got you. See, if you would have gave me your address, Dex, I would have sent you something. In the long run, I'm glad you didn't, because, man, this... Not only did we have to repipe our entire house, not only did we have to get a new washer and dryer, but now my car repair light just came on, and we need to take our car into the shop now, too. So this December has been the most expensive month by far. Because I know when we go to the shop for the car, that's going to be another $800, give or take. So I just cannot believe how bad our luck has been this December. I seriously cannot wait for December to be over. We have spent so much money. My house gets dirtier faster than my old one. House chores are never ending. Your house gets dirty if you don't clean it every single day. It's a little, if you do a little bit every day, it's not so bad. But if you're one of those people who leaves like the house cleaning to the weekend, it piles up and up and up, right? The laundry never ends. Then you got dishes to wash, and it becomes a never-ending chore. Alright, we need to get some wounds on this guy to get him out of panic mode. We have not been getting some wounds on him. Oh, that was that was bad. That was bad aim on my part. I rolled right into that. Okay, here comes the big explosion. Missed me with that. Alright, we finally got a wound. We got an opening. Alright, one more. One more wound and we should knock him out of panic mode. And that will make this fight a little bit easier. There we go. SNS feels like a boxer with a knife. I just love its flexibility. It does everything, right? You've got the ability to guard, you've got some wicked big combos, you've got vast movement, you got the ability to use items fast, you can mount monsters, it feels like it does everything, but it doesn't feel like the whole jack of all trades, master of none. Sometimes the trade-off is you're just not good at anything, but the Sword and Shield still feels like it's pretty good at so many things, too. So it just doesn't feel like it has any real downside. I mean, certainly there are other weapons that do more damage, right? Like if you use a greatsword, you're going to be pumping out the damage so much more, and you get like way cooler gimmicks with other weapons. But this one's just such a good all-rounder. All right, please tell me that's the end of panic mode. No, he is still in it. Maybe one more wound on his leg. And the perfect combo, this perfect Fury combo, man, I love the perfect rush is just such a cool ability. Alright, we're close to getting a wound here. Come on. Slice that leg open. We're getting crits. Let's see it. There it is. There goes his panic mode. I really want to master the hunting horn too, though, because the hunting horn is such like a cool, like, it's a giant hammer that you play flute music on to help people with and you bonk monsters with. Like, what could be cooler than the hunting horn? Like, thematically, it's just so cool. It's like, don't give up, teammates, bonk. It's such a cool weapon. I'd say that they need to add more weapons, because like they haven't added new weapons in a while. But honestly, like, what would they even add? Like, I can't think of a single like weapon archetype that they haven't given us. So when people ask for more weapons, like, I'm trying to figure out like what could you even add that we don't even have yet? Like, you got the big charging up weapons, you've got the fast multi-slashing weapons, you've got transforming weapons, you've got guns, you've got the gun lance, you have the regular lance. Like, what other weapons even could they add? Like, the only one that comes immediately to mind is the Dauntless, the Monster Hunter clone added fist weapons. I do think they could add like actual boxing weapons, pugilist fist weapons. I think could be a cool addition that we don't have. So I would like to see some like Fury of Fist monk martial arts sort of moves. I think that would be cool. Alright, I call shenanigans on that. He was aiming at my ally, and then at the last second, he decided to aim at me. And I don't know why he, at the last second, turned to face me and shoot me instead. So that felt a little bit broken. They should bring back Tonfas from Monster Hunter Frontier. Tonfas could be a cool weapon. Like, they could... Like, they don't even have to bring the weapon back, right? Like, they could just skin dual blades to look like Tonfas. Like, more options is always appreciated, right? It give us more options for sure. Always give us more options. I guess we don't, like, the bowgun sort of counts as it, but we don't have, like, a crossbow, so you could do something with maybe a crossbow. The Tonfas were, like, dual blades, and the Insect Glaive had a baby. I feel like the Insect Glaive, I feel like, gets the least love. Like, the Insect Glaive is a cool weapon, and I feel like it doesn't get enough love. That was a mistake. Alright, we popped a shield so that we can get some damage on this guy. We're so close. He's almost dead. We're almost there. We just need a little bit more damage on him. But we can't get sloppy. We're close to the end, so this is where you get sloppy and lose it all during his super panic fight here. There we go. One last slash. Down he goes. Alright, so we need a gem and we need an axle. So we were looking to get a gem and an axle out of this guy. So we got a lens, a pedal, a screw, a spring, and a lens. The camera is zoomed out a lot. Welcome back, A-Tofu. I think that is a special camera for this boss. This is a special like collaboration boss. This is a Final Fantasy boss, so he does have some special stuff on him. How are you doing? As you can see, we just hit level 98, so we've got 2 more levels. We need to get 2 more levels to get what we're looking for. So 2 more levels is all we need. I did have a great Christmas. I did end up getting a little sick, which is a little frustrating that I'm sick, but it was still a great Christmas. I got this adorable little thing. I really love it. Emmy got me a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Furby. Super love that. We got the Orb of Possibilities. It is a D&D dice roller. It's got like a D20 in there, and when you press the button, it rotates it and rolls the dice for you. I have Dungeon Crawler Carl, which I'm very excited to read. I seriously thought that was AI. It does look unbelievable. I understand why you thought it was AI. It does seem like an unbelievable Furby, but it is a real thing. This event is really tough, but really cool. You have to fight 3 giant baboons at once. It is definitely a tough fight. I saw you posting a lot of D&D themed shorts. I love me some D&D, so I enjoy making D&D memes. So any chance I get, I'm going to make D&D memes, because I really enjoy doing that. Come here. There we go. Alright, let's separate them out to make the fight a little bit easier. Oh my god. Oh, I forgot to restock my potions. Okay, this is going to be a little bit tougher because I did not restock before this fight, so that would have been smart to do, was to restock before I jumped into another fight. But the Furby does match my color scheme, which is also excellent. I love Furbies. But yeah, I try and post at least one D&D meme a day. The problem is, every time I post D&D memes, I get more D&D players in my viewers, which isn't a problem. I don't mind that. It's just like the whole algorithm thing, like how is YouTube ever supposed to find an audience for my stuff when I post D&D memes and photography and Catholicism and video games and Helldivers, and it expands my audience. It makes it harder for YouTube to find people to who actually like enjoy me, But I love D&D memes. I need to get my D&D game going. Now that the holidays are over, it might be the perfect time to finally make my Helldivers Dungeons & Dragons game that I've talked about making for a while here. So it might finally be time to make Dungeons & Dragons Helldivers crossover a reality. The other thing I love about the Sword and Shield is its ability to bash. Like, I think it's underrated by a lot of people, but the ability to have both, like, slashing and bashing damage is so awesome for being able to, like, knock creatures down, getting some good head hits in with them. Like, the ability to choose your damage type between slashing and bashing damage is so good. Just another reason why the Sword and Shield, I feel, is just a little bit underrated by people. Damage selection is huge. Because like, that's the whole gimmick of like using the bow and the automatic weapons, right? Is that you can choose your ammo type and your damage type. It's the same thing with Sword and Shield. You get to choose if you want to slash or bash. Also, the perfect parry is really awesome. Once you get the rhythm down, be able to like just completely negate enemy damage and then get a huge counter strike in. Awesome. Thanks for dropping by. Have a good night. We'll see you next time. We will hit 100 today. As long as I don't massively fail any of my fights, we should hit 100 pretty easy today. Also, enjoyable part about Monster Hunter is stabbing monsters you don't like right in the butt. Like, there's nothing more satisfying than saying, hey, monster, I don't like you, and you just stab them right in the butt. Maybe it's just me, but man, that is a major perk of Monster Hunter to me. Because I hate these baboons so much. They are seriously one of my least... They're not even particularly hard fights. I just find their moveset really annoying. I'm too far away. There we go. These ones, and then the one that farts and burps on you. I hate that monkey too. Are you noticing any performance improvements since the last update? Yes, that is what brought me back. The whole reason I'm playing this is because I made a video on it. After the Title IV update with the PC performance improvements, I have gotten zero stuttering, zero frame loss, all the performance issues have been completely fixed for me. Now, there are still some people who say that it hasn't been fixed for them, but it looks like for the most part that they have fixed the performance issues. So if you stopped playing only because of performance issues, it is definitely worth coming back for it, because they have done the due diligence and they have got it working. They put a lot of love into that. So welcome in, William Afton. Good to see you. So the whole reason I'm making this, I made a video on this. I made a video saying the performance was fixed, but the game is still a little too easy, and there wasn't a whole lot. Ryu, welcome in. And a bunch of people came in and they told me that I was wrong and that I was missing some of the new fights, and so that's why I'm playing a little bit more. Is because they said you need to go do the level 9 fights before you say that it's too easy. So I was like, oh, I didn't know they added level 9 fights. So we're trying to unlock the level 9 fights to try those. But they definitely have made a lot of improvements on the game. Got a laptop for Christmas. That is exciting. What kind of laptop? Alright, perfect. That is exactly what we wanted. Got yourself a Dell. I am looking at getting a laptop. I was thinking about buying a laptop for myself for Christmas. Not because I need a laptop, because I don't go anywhere. but I want to turn a laptop into a Plex server. So I want to take all of my DVDs and turn them into a Plex server so that I don't need streaming services anymore. So that is on my list, is to get a laptop to turn into a Plex server. It doesn't run games smoothly. It's not meant for gaming. It's a graphics tablet. Okay. That is okay. Not every computer needs to be for gaming, right? We can use games laptops for other things. I also got we're going to be playing for fun. We got a new Game Boy Chromatic, which is a built Game Boy system that plays brand new Game Boy Color games that are called Chromatic games and Game Boy Color games. So it also allows you to stream them. So we'll be streaming some Game Boy games here soon, which I think will be a fun retro thing to get into. Can watch the pirated FNAF movies. I did enjoy both the FNAF movies. I really enjoyed. However, we do not support piracy here. We definitely wag our fingers at piracy. Got FNAF Pluffies and a blanket too. A very Five Nights at Freddy themed Christmas. I dig it. I like themed Christmases. I'm a fan of if you stick to a theme for Christmas. It's always cool when everything like all comes together and matches up. Although for next year, so I probably spent $1,500 on Christmas this year. Like I spent too much money on Christmas this year. So we got the families to agree. Next year we are doing a thrifted Christmas. We are spending less money. We're polluting the world less. Because like how much of like Christmas gifts go into just end up going in the garbage? Like I'm trying to convince them now. Like wrapping paper. Like wrapping paper can't be recycled. Most wrapping paper can't be recycled because it's got like metal in it or it's got glitter and other stuff. And so I was like, you know what? We don't need wrapping paper next year, right? Like we can just wrap stuff in garbage bags, or we can wrap it in paper bags you get from the grocery store, and then we're not just adding to the landfill. Like it just seems like such a huge waste, you know? So I want to convince everyone next year that we are not doing wrapping paper because it just seems like such a waste. Yeah, I spent too much tofu, but in my defense, like we were sponsoring a family, so $800 of that was going to a family of less fortunate. So like I can't be mad about spending too much money on the less fortunate, right? Like that is the core of my religion. So it's just money, right? It's just money. I only join lives blank. Why? Do you mean you just only join lives? You don't watch my other stuff? Or do you only join lives for a certain reason? Is there more to that? I'm not a fan. If you only join lives and you don't watch any of my other stuff, like no problem, right? Like I get it. If you like the lives, only lives, that's completely fine. Like if you only like me for my lives, that is completely fine. There's other people who are the opposite, who only watch me for my D&D shorts, or they only watch me because of my Helldivers content. So you know, it's whatever you like. I'm here for entertainment, right? So if you don't find it entertaining or you don't like what I'm covering, then why would you watch it, right? Like, can I join on an alt? I don't have an issue with it. Oh, I forgot to sharpen my blade. My sword's darn near broken. Holy cow! Let's fix that. Sharpen up the knife a little bit. That was almost broken. Holy cow. Took 2.5 sharpens to get back into the white. Alright, they're all 3 on this side. Let's see if we can lure one away really quick here. Let's try and get them. There we go. Come on. There we go. Ah, I messed that up. He went back to the other side. I wasn't paying attention. Alright, so it's gonna be tough for a second while we fight all 3 on one end, but a real hero can overcome any circumstances, as All Might would teach us. I am in anticipation of the end of My Hero Academia. I have been re-watching the entire series of My Hero Academia, and it is so good. Like, start from finish, there's only like a few episodes right now that I would even like consider skipping. And they're mostly filler episodes, so not with just core episodes, no filler, no skips yet. I'm already up to season 4. Like, that's 4 seasons of pure goodness. Although I did get a little upset about My Hero Academia. I heard that Horikoshi has agreed. He has agreed to come back and do a future season of My Hero Academia. And just a few months ago, I was praising him, saying how much I appreciated that he let the story end when it naturally ended, rather than making it go on and on and on for too long. And now he's making the story go on and on and on for too long. So I really fear that the next few seasons of My Hero Academia are going to be garbage. I really don't feel like there's much left to tell. Unless he's telling someone else, right? Deku's story is done, right? And it's kind of a cop-out. We're going to talk My Hero Academia spoilers for a second here, right? So if you care about spoilers, beware. Last warning for spoilers. They took Deku's quirk away, and then they gave him an Iron Man suit, and he's the number 4 hero. Jason, welcome in. He's the number 4 hero in Japan with an Iron Man suit. So, like, the whole, oh, you need a hero, you need a quirk to be a hero thing. Okay, well, that was a complete lie. You just need money, because apparently if you have enough money, you can afford an Iron Man suit that lets you be the number 4 hero in Japan. So, like, what's the point of the whole story if anyone could be a hero if they have enough money? Like, I feel like it kind of went against the whole story. So Deku's story is done. So I don't want to see any more Deku. If he wants to tell like Todoroki or Bakugo's story, sure, I'll watch it. But like, how much more can you really get out of Deku? Unless he goes like full fan service and does, oh, well, this season's about Deku and Uraraka finally falling in love. That's William's alt? Okay. But even then, do we need a My Hero Academia love story? Like, I just don't know that it's necessary, you know? Thank you. I appreciate the subs. I appreciate the chat and all that. There are very few love story animes that work. The only love story anime I can think that I think is actually really good. Actually, I take that back. There's 2. There's Spice and Wolf. Spice and Wolf is a pretty cute love story, but it's an older style anime. And Your Lie in April. Your Lie in April is an absolutely must-watch masterpiece. Oh, we're stunned. We're cooked here. We're down and out. Are you interested in what is reading what is a manhwa? Can I get the Discord link? I gave the Discord link to somebody else, and I was talking with Emmy about it, and I think that I'm actually going to shut my Discord down. One, because it's dead, and it's not really used. And two, because there are so many underage people in it, and as a Catholic, the underage community puts me at risk, and being in a Discord in there just seems like it is all risk to me and not actually benefiting me. So I actually think that in the next few days I am going to be shutting down my Discord for safety reasons. All right, that is one baboon down. Two more to go. You share a channel with your friend? I mean, Discord, don't get me wrong, Discord is great. I love that we have Discord. It's so much better than back in the day when we had like TeamSpeak and Ventrilo and things like that. But YouTubers kind of have a whole history of things with minors, you know? There's South Korean comics in color. One of the best ones called Solo Leveling. I've seen like Solo Leveling the anime? Like that one? I've heard... So I've heard about Solo Leveling, because everyone talked about it, especially when it was winning like Anime of the Year. But then everyone said that it didn't deserve Anime of the Year because it just looked really pretty, but it was actually like really mid as far as like story and characters and everything. The only thing it had going for it was really cool looking. So I don't know if that's actually true or if that's haters speaking, but that's what I know about Solo Leveling, is that a bunch of haters were hating on it. I do need to see it though. I have not seen Solo Leveling, and I've heard a lot of good things about it, so it is on my list. As soon as I finish My Hero Academia, we have Solo Leveling to finish. There's a really, really weird one that I started on Crunchyroll that I only clicked on because I thought it'd be really cringe, and it kind of is. It's another Dungeon Meshi ripoff where people are eating monsters, and it's about a princess who likes to eat monsters, and it's just the right amount of cringe so far, so that one's been a pretty fun watch. Someday I need to finish Spy Family. I'm really hoping that they, I'm waiting for Uma Musume Pretty Derby to be dubbed. I really want that one to be dubbed. But it doesn't look like we're getting a dub of that anytime soon. But Pretty Derby I really like. Alright, come on, separate. Come over here. To be honest, I watch pirated movies if I gotta. I really want to watch it. It's only 2 movies I love, and the tickets are expensive. So that is one of those things that one of the most important skills we can learn in life that God teaches us is to deny ourselves. Like, definitely, I understand really wanting to watch movies, and I understand that they're expensive, especially if you go to the movie theater. Like, you buy popcorn, you're doing like the whole movie theater expensive. Like, it definitely gets expensive, and renting movies from Amazon, even like new movies, can be really, really expensive. So the answer isn't to steal it. The answer is to deny ourselves it, right? Say that I really want this, but I can't afford this right now, so I'm just not going to get it, right? Like, one of the most important skills that kids can learn, one, is to be bored. Being bored is very important. And 2 is to deny ourselves. to not always get what we want. Oh, I definitely understand. You may not believe in God, but our morality still comes from God. And so it's important for us to live that morality. Even if we don't believe in God, I still believe it is good to have those strong morals. Problem is that a lot of webtoons rely on regression, reincarnated quirk for main characters. So leveling, in my opinion, is the manhwa that broke the floodgates for the rest of the story. I thought that was what's it called? What's that really cringy one? That everyone loved. Sword Art. Sword Art Online. I thought that was the one that like broke the isekai genre into the mainstream. Alright, William, we'll see you next time. Because Sword Art Online, for the longest time, like, that's all you would hear people talking about. And it wasn't even that good. Sword Art Online is totally overrated. I almost had to stop watching after, like, episode 4. As soon as they got UA and started doing that really cringy, mommy, daddy, that was almost too much. The cringe was unbearable. I could not with that anime. And like it started all the really bad tropes of like, oh, a super overpowered hero that can overcome every challenge because he's just so overpowered, and the whole harem where somehow every girl is inexplicably in love with him. Like, there's so many bad tropes in that one. The concept was cool, though. I will give them that. And even the concept wasn't, like, original, right? Like, Dot hacked it at first. But the idea of you have to beat the game to be able to go home, and if you die in the game, you die in real life. Like, it's a cool concept. I really like the concept. I'd like to see them do it better. I'd like to see someone come along and do Sword Art Online without all the harem, the cringe, and the overpowered. So I hope they keep making them, because I would definitely love to see it done better. I'd also like to see the next season of Delicious in Dungeon already. I feel like it's been years since Delicious in Dungeon came out, and we need that next season already. If you're interested in checking out a great isekai with proper storytelling and martial arts, Wild West. Okay. I'm always down to give new manhwa, new anime, new manga. Like, I'm always down to try it. Oh, we hit level 100. All right. You know what that means? We can finally do the really, really, really hard fights that everyone told me that I needed to do. So, Waffles is here. Good morning, Waffles. Are you all ready to watch me suffer? Because we're going to do the really, really, really hard fights. Let's prep up. We're going to grab more potions. Yep. Grab all the potions. Grab some traps. Eat a meal. All right. Are we ready? We got some honey. And sleeping herbs. Perfect. What game are you playing? This is Monster Hunter Wilds. We are giving it another try since they have fixed the graphics issues. It had a lot of performance issues and I couldn't play the games. Spidey's back. I remember you. Yes. We quit playing because we couldn't play the game. And now that they have fixed it so we can play the game, we are playing it and we just unlocked the 9-star fights. So, let's try a 9-star fight. How have I been? I have been doing very good, except for I got sick over Christmas, unfortunately. So that was an unfortunate break. All right, so we need to talk to somebody in the oil basin to unlock the fight. It looks like. Yeah. You sick too? Tis the season to get sick. Unfortunately. Alright. Olivia, give us a super hard fight. Alright, here it is. I don't know what we're fighting, but everyone's talking about this fight being super hard, so let us get our butt kicked. How long until stream ends? I think I've got about 20 minutes, give or take, and then today is the day I go back to work. I've been on vacation. I have to actually go back to work today, so pray for me. I'm not excited about going back to work today. But we have to. Because like I said, I spent like $1,500 on Christmas. We had to rebuild our house for $8,000 and now my car is broken, so I gotta go earn some money. Has my channel been blowing up recently? Actually, the opposite. You know, I've been struggling to get views lately, so I've still had a few people join up here or there, but I really thought by the end of the year this year I would hit 8,000 subs, and I have fallen short of that, so a little bit of a bummer. I really, really thought we could hit 8,000, but and what field do you work? So I can't talk too much about my work because, unfortunately, my work is pretty anti-religious, and if they hear some of the things I say here, I could get in a lot of trouble. So, sorry, the stuff is in my chest real bad. I work in investigations. My job is to investigate things, is how I can put it. Like a private eye, but much less cool. Should go to the doctor. Unfortunately, where I'm at least, doctor's appointments take about 2 months to get into. So even if I want to go to a doctor, chances are that I will be fully healed before I even get a chance to get into the doctor. And my doctor refuses to do like quick little virtual appointments where I can be like, hey, I got a cold and stuff in my lungs, so I don't get a choice. Unfortunately, I cannot get to the doctor. Ooh, look at that thing. Gogmazios. There she blows. Have you taken Panadol? No, I have not. What is... Thank you. What is Panadol? All right, it's got oil. It's covered in oil. Call the Americans. Oh, I don't do painkillers. One of the things, thank you God for blessing me. I have been blessed with an incredibly high pain tolerance. Like, even after I got massive surgery where they pushed my guts back into my body, I didn't take painkillers after that. I have been blessed with an incredibly high pain tolerance, so I typically don't take painkillers. Its active ingredient is paracetamol. Paracetamol. Just had a viruses past days. Oh God, what? All right. I'm gonna this is gonna be Waffles humble bragging. There are two things that I am really good at. I have a really strong, really strong willpower, and I have an incredibly high pain tolerance. Part of the reason I'm going to the dentist so much, in fact, I have to go in a week or two, is because I'm getting ready to have my wisdom teeth removed. There's a couple broken teeth I have back here as well. And so I've been living with broken teeth for quite a few years, which is incredibly painful, apparently, but, you know, I've learned to live with it. When I had my hernia, it's called an inguinal hernia, where my guts fell out of my body, and they pushed all of my guts back into my body. They had to slice me from hip to hip, my entire belly. They had to cut me open. No painkillers. It's just one of the few things that God has blessed me with is just an incredible willpower and ability to take pain. So, ooh, I got a meal invitation. Alright, so what am I doing here exactly? I need to talk to somebody to go to a forge or a lift. I want to fight this guy. Use it to reduce headaches and body pains. I used to get so many headaches, and then I realized it's because my blood pressure was so high, you know, I was so unhealthy, so I'm glad to have fixed all that. Sounds like stubbornness to me. I mean, that is definitely another way you could put it. Definitely. All right, let's fight this guy. Enough talking. I want to fight. Give me the GOG fight. And hopefully I don't say the cursed words of "this isn't so bad," because I know if I say that, I'm going to get absolutely destroyed. All right, Waffles, we'll see you next time. Have a good day. I don't want to talk to all these people. I just want to fight the monster. Who are you? You're not the person I need to talk to. Don't need to talk to you. Spidey, consider making you a mod? I definitely will consider it. I just don't need any mods right now, but when I need mods, you'll definitely be in consideration for the next round of mods. I have more mods than I have regular viewers at this point. Alright, here we go. Here's the GOG fight. The one everyone says is super tough. Let's see what you got. Okay, he's breathing oil on us. Alright, he's got a big spreading oil attack. I do note that you are responsible and respectful. Definitely. Okay, his toes apparently are very... His toes are unbreakable. This guy's got magic toes, apparently, so that is not what we want to hit. You've been through a lot and persevered. I have, but you know, it's one of those things where, like, everyone's got some story, right? Everyone goes through a lot, so, like, yes, I've had a lot of pain and suffering, but is it any more than anyone else? I don't think so. Everyone's back in the office and it's annoying. Yeah, it is nice when everyone goes away for Christmas holidays. Alright, so the Drake oil slows us down, so we don't want to get hit by that. I'm guessing at some point he's going to light this stuff on fire, right? Like, I'm guessing there's fire involved at some point. Like that, yep, and he's going to light all of his oil on fire. Okay. Aim for his weak points. I don't know his weak points just yet. I know his wings are pretty weak. I'm guessing his tail is also a weak point. His arm is way too tough, though, so we need to stop hitting the arm. Oh, we're stuck in the goo. It's nice to have struggles and perseverance recognized by others. It definitely is. It's just one of those things where, like, we're taught not to talk about it, right? Like, because if I'm talking about my struggles and other people are acknowledging them, then there's other people who aren't being acknowledged, right? So you're taught you have to be humble about it and like, oh, it wasn't so bad and those sort of things. So it's one of those things where we're trained not to talk about it. So it's you know, it's hard to accept it, I guess, is the way I would put it. Okay, I did not roll fast enough there. It's okay, we're learning. Did you ever see yourself becoming famous? I don't know if I would consider myself famous. I don't know that I would put myself in that tier yet. But it is something I always wanted. I hate to admit that about myself, but I did always want to be like a radio star or be on TV. So it is a goal that I've had for a very long time. Something that I've always wanted to do. However, I never thought I would achieve it. That is definitely not something I thought I would ever actually reach. I also like to point out that I had the idea for Twitch before Twitch existed, because I remember very clearly when I was like 8 years old, I was talking to my mom and I said, I wish they had a TV show where I could watch other people play video games and live their life. And then lo and behold, almost 20 years later, we have Twitch. So if I had been a savvy 8-year-old, I could have trademarked my idea. I could have been the founder of Twitch. But, you know, I was 8, so I could have done it, though. Which, back in the day, if you're old enough, you'll remember, we used to have this thing called G4 TV, which was gamer TV made by gamers for gamers. And that was a pretty good, like, the G4 programming wasn't bad. I wish they would bring that back. Like, I think G4 would do pretty amazingly in today's climate. All right, we're getting sloppy. We're getting sloppy on this guy. You know, if you go to ChatGPT and you ask how much of an influencer am I, it says based on my subs, I am a micro influencer. So famous, no. Apparently, I'm of the micro level. Modding here is easy. It is pretty easy because there's no one watching, you know? Very occasionally you'll get a troll who comes through, but for the most part, it's pretty easy. Sometime you should play Battlefield 6. I did not buy Battlefield 6 because I didn't super enjoy the demo when it was out. So maybe when it's on sale. That was perhaps the most disgusting thing you've ever said. The ChatGPT micro-influencer. Look at him doing well on this difficult fight while casually chatting with us. I don't know if I'm doing well. I feel like I'm not doing hardly any damage. Like, I'm surviving, but, like, the point of the fight isn't to survive. The point of the fight is to get some damage in, right? So I just cringed. This is a fight where I should probably swap to Gunlance, right? Like, because this guy has so many parts that are bouncing my blade off of them, I bet he would be a lot better to fight with a Gunlance that can't be blocked. You're probably more famous than your friends. That's probably true, but that's probably true because I don't really have friends. So that's my secret, Cap. I don't have any friends. Like, I have Dex. Dex and I text, and that's probably... Dex is the only person who is not a family member who I text. That's... Oh, I agree. I agree that is sad. That is definitely on the sad end. The thing is that when you become an adult, it can become really hard to have friends and maintain friendships. And, like, part of it's my fault because I work too much, but, like, how am I supposed to maintain friends? I get up at 5 a.m. and I stream until 6:30, and I work from 6:30 until 6 at night, and then I have to, do dinner, bedtime. I've got to maintain the relationship with my wife. Like, there's no time for other people in there. Are you from the U.S.? Yes, I am in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. The Great Pacific Northwest. The other problem I have with making friends is, like, I've tried making friends in my specific hobbies. So, like, I'm sitting in the Beyblade Discord because I like Beyblades and I wanted to get into that, in the Dungeons and Dragons Discord. And the problem with those is I've met a lot of people. They're cool people, but they're so obsessed with that they don't want to talk about anything else. It's only, let's talk about Dungeons and Dragons. It's never, let's talk about your life. Let's talk about your challenges in life. Let's talk about you as a human being. It's no, let's talk about Dungeons and Dragons and nothing else. And that gets frustrating too. I want to talk about being a human being. I don't want to just talk about Dungeons and Dragons, Northwest, yes, I am right above California. I am in Oregon, the state right above California. Your last stream got 152 views, which is pretty good considering my last video got 5. It's definitely hard to tell, right? Because, like, yeah, 152 definitely seems like a lot. But then you look at, like, Mr. Beast, who gets 1 million, right? So, like, is 152 a lot? Not compared to other people, but compared to other people, definitely. So it's always hard to tell how well you're doing, because the only way to tell is to compare yourself to others, and you shouldn't compare yourself to others, because that way lies misery. All right, Tofu, thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time. Thank you for hanging out with me. The second you start comparing yourself to others, you're going to be miserable. I love the saying that comparison is the thief of joy. I wholeheartedly believe that. Comparison is definitely the thief of joy. Billy gets 1 billion. Yeah, see. So comparing 1 billion to my 152 views, I'm not even a rounding error, right? And that's a crazy thing is like, if you look at money, when you're talking about millions and billions, the difference between $1,000,000 and $1 billion is approximately $1 billion, right? Like, they're so far separated, it's almost unfathomable. Ooh. He just exploded me. I know that a lot of monster hunters are against this, but I'll tell you, I am not. I wish we had health bars. I would like to see how much health my enemy has. Like, I would like to know how close I am to beating this boss. Like, I wish we had some sort of a health bar. Just a small one, please. I need to know how I'm doing. That's how I'm doing. You're more famous than all your 7.4 thousand fans. Mostly, actually. One of the cool features YouTube has is you can look up how many followers your followers have. And I have a couple of my followers have like 20, 30, 40,000 viewers. So there's a couple of my followers do have more than me, but the vast majority don't. But there are like 3 people who have like 40,000 followers who follow me. And then I don't know if it counts as fame, but I have had a couple people who have over 100,000 followers who have commented on my videos. Granted, it was to be a hater, but like, they were there. I have 1 subscriber. I'll tell you the honest to God truth. The first 100 subscribers is the absolute hardest. The hardest you'll ever have to work to get subs is the first 100 you have. After the first 100, it gets easier. After the first 500, it gets easier. But that first 100 is by far the hardest people to get. I do have a hate video. I do have one guy who made a whole video to talk about how much he hates my opinion and how wrong I am. I did get a hater, and that's how you know you're famous. When you get haters. The next level of fame is when someone starts a snark subreddit. The snark subreddits are, in my opinion, one of the worst things in the world. Woo! 67,000 damage on that guy. Okay, well, we've learned. What we just learned is that my damage doesn't matter because I'm never doing 67,000 damage to this guy. Which video? It was when I talked about Borderlands 4 being not a good game, or that it was an okay game but had some problems. So he was very mad that I dared to say that there were some problems with that game. If you were a woman, it would be even worse. Yeah, that they're definitely. If I streamed as a woman, I definitely understand. There would be the side that, like, well, I would get more viewers easier because there definitely is. It is definitely easier for women to get subs than men. That is 100% accurate. However, half of those subscribers only subscribe to call you names, to make fun of you, to say horrible things. And like, if I was a woman, I would probably still be overweight because I'm overweight now. And, you know, there are a lot of people who believe that there is nothing more sinful and wrong than a woman being overweight, right? There are some people who feel like, oh, if you're an overweight woman, it is my duty to call you fat and ugly and tell you that you are an immoral and terrible person. So I would not want to go through the struggles. The struggles that women have are incredibly tough, especially in the online spaces. Abyss Walker is here. Welcome back, Abyss. Hello. You can make a video about sunshine and puppies and they'd still consider it rage bait. Oh, definitely. And then you'd have all the edgy kids who come in only to say like, you're a woman, you need to get back in the kitchen, LOL. Why are you making videos when you should be making me a sandwich? Like, I would, the things that women have to put up with, I would not want to have to put up with. All right, this is tough. I do not even see an opening here. I don't even know how to hit this guy. Like, he is raging so hard and so fast. Like, what am I supposed to do to hit him? Ah, okay. We shoot him with the gun, obviously. Has anyone ever cursed you during live stream? Oh, definitely. Definitely had people curse at me in stream. Definitely had people come in just to troll. People who come in and call me fat, ugly, stupid. Because I am a religious channel, there's of course a lot of people who show up just to tell me that they hate my religion and everything about my religion. That is definitely a normal par for the course sort of day. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is bad. I can't believe we dodged that. Oh, what's he doing now? I thought maybe that would knock him over, but that did not knock him over. Had a few hectic weeks academically and holidays. Oh, I figured you've been busy. I figured that it's midterms for you, right? Or finals. Like it's without a doubt going to be some of the hardest times for you. Okay, so we're up here. We're dodging his fire. That was cool. That was really cool. Yep, midterms. Yeah, I figured you were busy with midterms, but we're glad to have you back. Did you do anything fun for Christmas? Did you celebrate Christmas? Did you do anything Christmassy? I apologize. I'm not very well versed in your country and customs there, so maybe there's a different holiday or usual holiday tradition for this time of year. So I don't know if it's Christmas for you or what. Okay, are there more guns on the ground now, or what am I doing against this guy now? Okay. Whoa. Oh, he angry. Oh, he big mad. Oh, he mad. Alright, let's see if we can hit him with that falling pillar. Yeah. Bonk. Bonk him right on the head. Let's see if we can ride him. I don't think you're allowed to mount this guy. What day is it for you? Today is the 29th, I think? I don't even know what day it is anymore. Alright, we've got a gun, so we are going to use the ultimate Monster Hunter technique, which is GAT. I live with my auntie who's Catholic. I got Ghost of Yotai. Ooh. Okay, if you haven't already, the absolute best part of Ghost of Yotai is the cinema mode. If you haven't spent time in the picture-taking mode in Ghost of Yotai, do yourself a favor and do that, because The photography mode for Ghost of Yotai is so good. Shot him in the belly. I would legitimately buy Ghost of Yotai just to play in the photo mode again. I enjoyed that so much. And I hope every game going forward, every game being made from 2025 and beyond needs to have the same photography mode as Ghost of Yotai. It was so good. Alright, let's see if we can bonk him with another pillar, huh? I'm aware, that's where my hours of Ghost of Tsushima went. I heard, didn't Ghost of Tsushima just get another update too? Didn't they just do another big update for Ghost of Sushi? I'm pretty sure they just gave it like a new mode or a new online or something. Hey, come over here. Lizard dude, come over here. Where are we going? Right here? Okay. I'm pretty sure they just updated it. Lots of Warframe. I have heard so many people talking about Warframe, and Warframe is coming to mobile here soon. So I'm thinking about getting into Warframe. My problem with getting into Warframe was that I got into it a while ago, and it looked like the end game of Warframe was that you got to like max level, and then you like reset your Warframe and had to regrind like the same levels to power up a little bit or something like that. So like I got really bored of it, like redoing the same stuff over and over again. I don't know if that's still true, but like I that really struggled for me on Warframe. But with it coming to mobile, I want to get into it. Okay, come on. Ah, he hit me. Alright, charge it up. Zap. Zap. Yes, come closer. Come closer. I want to hit you with the pillar. Alright, I need a tissue really quick. I'm sorry you had to hear that. I'm recovering from illness. Hand sanitizer. You choose any piece of gear to make modding it more efficient. You can level back to max in like 10 minutes if you know what you're doing. Well, the bad news is I don't know what I'm doing. Did they put him to sleep? Alright, come over here, dude. I want to hit you with the pillar. They improved the new Spear experience. Maybe that's what I need to do is just create a new account and have like a whole new player experience rather than trying to just pick up where I left off. Maybe that's what I should do. Oh, they cut his tail off. Look at that. We cut off his tail. Alright, come on. Come on, dude. Yes, come closer. What? He dodged the pillar? How did he dodge that? I call BS on that. We hit him with that pillar. We just got cheated. Ah. That was poor timing. We can do that. We can still win this. He's near dead. We've got 2 more tries. This is literally my first attempt ever. I know I'm going to curse myself by saying this. I know I shouldn't say it, but we are doing way better than I thought I would on my first attempt ever at this boss. So I'm pretty happy with the results so far. But I'd also like to beat him since we've made it this far. I'd like to just win. We can do it. Heart of the cards. Heart of the cards. If we would have hit him with that pillar, that would have instantly been game over since that does like 10,000 damage. But somehow he cheated us out of our pillar. What an anticlimactic kill. Holy cow. We shot him. We shot him with a rock. Oh my goodness. That was the lamest kill of all time. Oh, that was so anticlimactic. I'm sorry, everyone. That was so lame. We just hit him with a rock. We David and Goliathed him. Alright, I guess there you go. Everyone said stop complaining about the game being too easy. Go fight this guy. He's the hardest fight. And we one-shot it, so I guess I get to go get good. Warframe is grindy because it's a looter shooter. I don't mind grinding, right? Like, I don't mind. Speaking of grinding, I have to buy Diablo 4 now because I said if Diablo 4 ever gives us the Crusader or a Paladin, I will go back to Diablo 4. Well, they finally added the Paladin, so I guess I got to play Diablo 4 now. All right, we got some secret talismans. We got a secret charm with blast attack. Ooh. And wide range. That's pretty good. Guard up, fire resistance. Guard and peak performance. Aquatic oil silt mobility. And charge mass. Holy cow. Greatly increases elemental attack and status buildup for charged attacks. That might... We got pretty good here. Alright, now we get our favorite part of the game. Now that we've taken down a monster and we've stolen all of his delicious, delicious meats, let's look at what gear we can turn him into, because as everyone knows, the true endgame of Monster Hunter is fashion. So let's look at the fashion we can get here. I'll have to finish this mission really quick. Okay. Why are you on so late? Because that fight took forever is why I was on so late. Is because that fight would not end. We'll be done in a second. I want to look at the fashion really quick. I did win. I did. Alright, Abyss. See you next time. Merry Christmas. Thanks for dropping by. Alright. Fashion. We've got... Thank you for the poop decks. I appreciate it. Gogmios. We can look like... Ew. Like an oily spider, I guess? Or discount shredder? Yeah, I don't know that was worth it, honestly. I don't know about that. All right, what can we make out of his skin and bones though? Let's see. Lala, Rathalos, Balaganga, Serios. Where is the GOG weapons? Upgrade to Gogma Archean weapon. Okay, so we can get attack focused, affinity focused, or elemental focus. Okay. Kyrie Verd. Very cool. All right, we've seen the fashion. I am totally out of time today. So I did run late. Instead of my regular prayer, for those of you still watching, I have a prayer request. Rather than us doing a prayer together, my prayer request for today is there is a little boy who needs to go through some surgery, and it is going to be a tough surgery and it is a tough road ahead for him. So if you can put your prayer intentions towards this little boy fighting for his life, I would certainly appreciate that. It is important to me and my family, so please keep him in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I've really got to go and get started on work, so have a blessed day, everyone, and we will see you again on Wednesday. Again, thank you for joining, and have a Merry Christmas.